I think it's the Grand Central Terminal. I think this is the opening for that one. I don't know. I may be mistaken. This may be in some other country. But this is one of their retail store openings. Just look at the type of people that, yeah, it is a Grand Central store. The type of turnout that they get from these events. So it's pretty cool. All right, so now they're just showing a video of the store or of the store opening, and so again, people, it's going to be for a little while. It's just going to be kind of boring. I'm about to go get my Miami Heat jersey here because I have a couple of my friends here talking trash about Miami Heat. I might go get that jersey here in a second. All right, so anyway, yeah, we're just waiting, people. Again, bear with us here until we get to the good stuff. Until we get to the good stuff. Give me some of the good stuff. That was Coming to America. Give them some of the good stuff. If anybody remembers that movie. Again, look at some of the journalists there as they tell the world about what Apple is doing. Nope, there isn't a live stream, so this is the next best thing, people. Apple is not live streaming this event. They don't really do that anymore for some odd reason. They don't do it anymore. So again, they're still showing the video of their Apple Store openings. I'm pretty sure this will be on Apple's website after they finish this entire event. So stay tuned for that. Okay, so the video is done. He's finally back on stage, and we should be getting. I think he'll definitely start talking about the Apple, the App Store, and its success, 25 billion. All right, now let's talk about iOS. That's what I'm talking about. So now he's getting into iOS now, so we'll be able to see what new things are going to be coming with iOS. They may give us a sneak preview. We don't know, a sneak preview of iOS 6, but definitely there should be some little micro update to iOS 5, maybe 5.1 that comes out. All right, so he said just in the last quarter, themselves, Apple has sold over 62 million iOS devices. That's going to be made up of the iPod Touch, the iPad, and the iPhone. So 62 million, that's crazy. And so now they're talking about their favorite new feature, which is Siri. And of course, they're going to hit all this stuff. Siri has been a really good selling point of the iPhone. Again, I haven't used Siri in a while, in a couple months at least. And I think it's mostly just for me, as he's still just talking about Siri, guys. But mostly just for me, it's just, I don't know. It's just kind of got to get in my daily rhythm. I kind of just stopped on it a little bit. All right, so now he's talking about how Siri sounds like in other parts of the country, from Australia to other parts of the country, other parts of the world, from Australia and different things like that. That kind of give you a look of the technology and advancing this voice recognition software that Apple is bringing to us. And it's talking about they're bringing Siri to Japan. How many people in here are from Japan? So they are bringing Siri to Japan now. Looks like the weather. That's Yahoo weather. I was about to say. Looks like the weather looks a little bit different. The weather widget. Now, one thing they could announce here, they could announce now developers are now going to be able to start, making widgets and things like that for the notification panel, which will be awesome. I think that's something they need to do. So Siri in Japanese part is iOS 5.1 today. So yes, iOS 5.1 will be able to be downloaded today, and we at least know that Siri in Japanese, which a lot of people aren't going to care about, unless you're in Japan, of course, will be available today. So it's good news that we do know iOS 5.1 is coming out today. All right, now he's talking about the application store, the App Store. And so now they have over a 500,000, exactly 585,000, or not exactly, approximately 585,000 applications in the App Store, which is insane. Which is a lot of freaking apps. And so, yep, they are talking about the 25 billion applications downloaded. And is my face taking up the thing? That'll be fine. Well, let me move my face down. I'll move me down to the bottom. How about that? Does that work? Is that better? So the, whoa, wrong way. Whoa. So you said the 25 billionth app was downloaded in China. And also now they're talking about iCloud. They have over 100 million iCloud users. Which is crazy because it's really good that the way Apple does it is with their devices that, you know, a lot of other people have cloud computing. Microsoft had it for a long time. But Apple really gets people to start using it. It kind of forced you to use it a little bit. But they really make sure you migrate over and start using their new technology or new whatever, even though you may not even want to. They're going to make you use it. All right, so now iTunes in the cloud now supports movies. You'll now be able to re-download movies you purchased on any device, and movies and TV shows now support 1080p. So 1080p streaming is coming, and so that now is great because now you know the iCloud. If you download a song, it'll download on everything. So now you don't have to worry about all this other stuff. You download the music, or download a TV show and things like that. Here we go. And now, yes, he's talking about a brand new Apple TV, guys. So new Apple TV is about to get talked about. So finally we're reaching that point. There's really rooming, just jumping right into it. It's only 11 minutes in and already talking about the new stuff. It's a new Apple TV. We're still waiting to what he's talking about it. More likely it'll look like the same device. Yep, and the big thing, it does look like the same exact device here. There it is. And it now supports 1080p HD streaming. So that's something that we kind of already knew. Reduce my face with the video. Yeah, I can edit I had a preset for this that I did yesterday, but I accidentally deleted that preset. So yeah, let me crop myself here. Let me get me small. All right, let me get me small here. So I can kind of get out of the way a little bit more. But I like y'all being able to see me. I like that. All right, so now the Apple TV does now have a brand new interface here. So I'm going to show you this interface right about now, which I think this is definitely welcome. So now it is a brand new interface for it, and so the new UI is 1080p. They said it's gorgeous. You can now get your iTunes playlist from iCloud right on here. And third-party applications are easier to get. So he's now showing, and this is not Tim Cook. This is who is this? Eddie Q. Showing a photo stream. Here we go. J. Edgar. I actually like that movie, J. Edgar. I learned a lot by watching that movie. Moneyball was a great movie as well. Tower Heist, it was okay. So now, just like with iCloud and PhotoStream, if you take a picture on your cell phone and things like that, and you want it to, it'll be shared to all these devices now, including the Apple TV, and you'll be able to share those on your TV set and all that stuff. All right, so he's still just showing people the photos and different things like that. And we have another look at the, oh, this is nice. I like this. Well, this is not the one right here, but this one I'm about to show you now. And this looks awesome. I'm pretty sure this looks awesome on that big screen. This can really look good on HDTV sets here. So I like this interface. It definitely was time for the Apple TV to get a brand new interface, and this looks like it's going to be pretty solid. All right, so still just talking about the movies, things like that. He's showing something here that he said we're playing extremely loud and incredibly close, starting at the 1 hour 4 minutes and 55-second mark. If you'd like to join. I don't know whether he's talking about some type of group streaming or what. If you're watching on a device, then you just switch over to the Apple TV, buffer right to where you last left off. I think that's what he's talking about. I don't know. That may be what he's talking about. I don't know for sure. All right, so we're still just talking about the movie. Nothing really special there. Let's Go Heat. I decided I'll throw that in there and take a little sip of my apple juice here. Yeah. So he's saying that's the new Apple TV, and we think you're going to love it. Well, thank you. And this is a really ugly picture of the guy, Eddie Q. That's new Apple TV. That's what he looks like. The way he's that's like looks like he sounds. But yeah. So anyway, new Apple TV, new interface, and 1080p HD streaming. So now we think now it's time to talk iPad. So now we get into what people came here. And the new Apple TV will be available on March the 16th, and I think that is the next Friday, the Friday after this one, and it's going to be $99 still. And you can get your orders in today, so you'll be able to buy the Apple TV on Apple's website. All right, today. So anyway, now to the iPad. He's talking about the iPad now. And again, going over some stats, 15.4 million iPads sold in the fourth quarter of 2011 alone. That's just nice. Very, very nice. And so that's more iPads than any PC manufacturer sold. As far as PCs that they sold, HP sold 15.1 million PCs total in that same quarter. But they said they're not sure of those numbers for sure. So that's not bad. But again, the iPad is 500. Some of those computers could have been, considerably more than 500. But it's still, for a tablet that people said was just a big iPod Touch, it did pretty good. And he's just saying that yes, it's a product that is less than 2 years old. And there's a quote from Tony Bradley from the PC World. You can read that. I don't need to read that for you. It's kind of hard to be in a world to imagine a world without having the iPad. Yeah, it is a little bit. No, not really. I'll be fine with my iPhone. No, I like the iPad. All right, so he's still just talking good things about it. And I would think we'll start getting to some new stuff here in just a second. And he said when we asked iPad users who had a notebook, desktop, and a smartphone about their favorite device for email, they responded iPad. So this is their favorite device for email. And they said the same thing for books. I do believe that. And I wish I was in college right now and had an iPad. To get your books, the new iBooks and stuff like that just came out recently. Christo X said, I don't have an iPad. It's not that hard to imagine. in the chat room there. And they're saying the same thing for web surfing and e-reading. Okay, Apple, we're done patting yourself on the back here. We know the iPad is the best thing for cooking. It's the best thing for car repair. It's the best thing for everything. Let's get to what's in the new iPad. And for playing games. This is pretty quick. They're going pretty quick. This is only 20 minutes in and we're already to the iPad. I think we may see something new here. They may have one more thing. It's only 20 minutes and already talking about the star of the show here. All right, so now he's talking about part of the reason that it's credible is the Credible Bundle apps with the iPad is over 200,000 applications that have been custom built for the big screen. And I think he's kind of hinting at now it's going to start showing some, like they like to do with these new iOS devices, that like showing, bringing developers on board, Epic Games and things like that to show their new games that they develop for this new piece of hardware. So that should be coming up very soon. And he says you won't find any of these. You won't find these incredible applications on other tablets, which is true. In estimates, there were over 100 competitive tablets launched in the last year. You won't find the same experience, which is definitely true. Yeah, a lot of. I mean, there's some good Android, a couple good Android tablets out. The BlackBerry Playbook I really like, but neither one of them really have a good application marketplace or store or whatever you want to call it that's comparable to what you get with iOS. And I think that's one of the main things. One of the main reasons why I like. These devices. So now he's showing the Samsung Galaxy Tab, kind of taking a shot at them, and showing up what the Twitter, I think he's showing the Twitter application, and just Twitter on there. Yes, it just looks like a blown up. Yeah, it doesn't look compelling at all. And now he's showing so there are other different versions of applications and how developers are making them for the screen, size. Again, that's one of the benefits of having one screen size. Developers don't have to worry about what things look like on certain tablets and things like that. All right, so now he's talking about the iPad sales, and just showing a little chart here. And he says, everyone has been wondering who will come up with a product that's more amazing than the iPad 2. And he says, we are. So now they're getting ready to show the new iPad, people. Any second now. We should have pictures of the new iPad. And he has said the new iPad. Oh, I'm waiting for the update. And it's amazing. Here it is, people. The first picture of the new iPad right here. Looks definitely looks a little bit thinner. You can see that display is really nice. The display looks pretty nice in that doggone thing. New wallpaper. I like new wallpapers. That's really the only thing I came here for is new wallpaper. And I'm tweeting at the same time. I'm doing everything here, people. And so the taper, they said the taper looks a little bit different. It looks thin. And he said we're redefining the category of the new iPad here. All right, so we're still waiting for them to give us something new here. Oh, no home button? Does it not have a home button? Yeah, yes, it does have a home button. I'll show you that here. It does have a home button. As you can see from that picture. All right, so Phil Schiller is up, and of course, Retina display is confirmed. Phil Schiller, I really like him the way he does his presentations, and so it does have a Retina display, as something we already knew. It says, until you see it, you just don't know how amazing it is. It does have a smaller port. It did look a little bit smaller. As far as the dock connector port, it does look a little bit smaller. And so Phil is on stage showing it, and he's doing a little zoom in of the Retina display now. Kind of just zooming in, showing you just how everything is clear, just crystal clear with this Retina display. And he says photos are just going to look amazing. I'm pretty sure they should. They should look amazing. All right, whoa, good gracious. All right, so it's going to have a resolution of 2048 by 1536. Nice. And it will have 3.1 million total pixels. Good gracious. There's still people with TVs that don't have that many. So it should look really nice. And I think the same reaction that you got when you first saw the iPhone 4, we probably should get that same reaction. So it has 1 million more pixels than HD TV. Don't you know, 1080p, 1920 by 1080. And say we're looking at 264 ppi, pixels per inch, and they talk about the iPhone 4 held at 10 inches away from your eyes. You can still distinguish the pixels, but even closer, the iPad is now with the iPad you can hold it at 15 inches away, and you'll be able to still look at the pixels. And now they're showing some interesting photos here. And I'm not really blocking anything. They're just showing you the distance from your eyeball to what you can really discern on the, you can really see on the screen everything clearly. Things should look nice. 44% greater saturation. I always like saturation. Saturation is good. And now they're doing a side-by-side comparison. I think the one on the left should definitely be the Retina display, the new iPad, and the one on the right shouldn't be. Well, yeah, I think that's true, yeah. And it quad-core, it will have a quad-core graphics. So we'll have quad-core processor, so that is confirmed. All right, so here we go. So it will have a quad core. Let me go ahead and bring this picture up. I'm doing everything at once here. Just nice. Nice. So they're really going for it. So now they're saying that's the first new feature. That's it. This is only the first part they're talking about the new iPad. Now they talk about the eyesight camera. Crazy. So we still have a couple more things here that they need to go over. They really, I wasn't really expecting them to totally do quad core, so they're really pushing everything out. Retina display, quad core, and they consider that just one new feature of this new iPad. If they can keep the same price point, this is going to be good. Oh, quad-core graphics, I mean. Ah, shit. I should have said quad-core graphics instead of quad-core processor. Shit. Let me delete that. Alright, so the new camera will have a 5 megapixel sensor. And so, yep, so it's basically the same camera that's in the iPhone 4S. Wow. Are they going to be able to keep the price point the same? All this stuff is kind of, how are they going to keep the price point the same? Anyway, so yes, so you can see the detail from this picture here. Basically the same you can get with a, let me delete this freaking tweet. I didn't curse. Somebody said I curse in the screen? Alright, so we'll have 1080p video recording with this new camera, autofocus and white balance, face detection, advanced optics with the IR filter. And I'll have all those, so now they're showing some video of some kids running on the beach with this new camera. Now hopefully it has that same image stabilization that's in the 4S, which is really, I think really sets it apart from a lot of other different cell phones. Not just the quality of the sensor, but that is true. That is true. Twitter guy, C-Man, Blu-ray King corrected me. Yeah, the iPhone 4S does have 8 megapixels. This one is just 5 megapixels. So I think everything else with the, I think whatever else they were talking about was very similar to it. But yes, you have corrected me. I am wrong. Alright, so it does have the same image stabilization that you find in the iPhone 4S. It really makes it, stands it apart again from everybody else. When you're holding the phone or holding the tab, even though holding the iPad should be a little bit more steadier than with the phone, because you can really hold 2 hands with it. Alright, now they're talking about voice dictation, which is going to be the Siri assistant is going to be added to it, more than likely. Here's a little icon for the 1080p streaming there. Alright, so now just talking about the new iPad has the, of course, the keyboard in iOS, and now it has a little button down there with the microphone. So this is very similar to what we found with the, with everything else. So they're very. You think Soldier knows best? Knows nothing. That is true. Alright, so now the 5th feature is 4G LTE. So voice dictation, which isn't Siri. So voice dictation isn't, they didn't confirm Siri on it. So I don't think it's really totally Siri yet. That's what I'm getting so far. But it will have 4G LTE. That's one thing they just did confirm. So voice dictation means you can just talk and then it'll type that text for you what you're talking about. So now we're going to see what carriers it's going to have it on. Definitely Verizon. Definitely it should have AT&T. It says 3.1 and on EVDO, 7.2 on HSPA. Actually talking about the iPad 2. It's talking about the iPad 2. So now just going to some speed things here. Showing you some speed comparisons with the other. the other guy, the iPad 2. All right, so here's a little chart showing you what you'll be able to get with LTE compared to everything else. This is going to be nice. And this is this is your down speed here. And that's going to be really nice. The one thing I'm covering up is EVDO, which is 3.1. That's the one thing my face is covering up for you. So now he's just showing a demonstration between the different speeds. And showing you the difference that you can get. I'm really looking at what is going to be the price of this thing. And this is by far their fastest presentation they've done in a long time too. It's only 34 minutes in. They're already getting there. And so it looks like this is AT&T for sure. I think some people are looking at the icons at the top of the screen, and it looks like this is going to be on AT&T. It should be Verizon too. It has to be Verizon. Verizon actually was holding a teaser starting yesterday. I think it started yesterday or the day before, where they said something big is coming or something new is coming on their website. So again, people, no Siri, just voice dictation. So yep, and so it does have Verizon LTE as well. So then now they switched over to showing I think a performance comparison now between Verizon LTE. And Phil Schiller is on board here showing us this. Now again, they just give me some demonstrations here. All right, so I think they've finally done showing you the difference in the speed comparisons on these different networks, 3G versus 4G. And I think, this is nothing new. We already know the speed differences between these things. Now they're just confirming it for the iPad. I think they're going to have one new feature that we haven't seen or talked about yet. Maybe they have the feedback or something. Will be coming here soon. They're getting through this pretty fast. They can do that one more thing, that'll be good. I'll be happy. Is the chat room refreshing? I think if the chat room isn't refreshing for you, if you click right down there, just click the regular link, it'll take you to the regular YouTube page, YouTube watch page. So this is all the other different carriers around the world that will be covering the 4G, or will be supporting the 4G speeds. Or I think most of them should be covering it. And so I think they are, with them saying this, I think they are confirmed there will be different versions of it. So I think one of the videos I said before that I think they'll have one version of the iPad that'll be able to switch over between AT&T and Verizon, their LTE. But it looks like that's not true. All right, so now the iPad will also be able to be its own personal hotspot if the carrier supports it. That's one thing they make sure. But they did say that all of them will also be 3G world ready as well. I think it's just the 3G variants of it. But the iPad can be used as a personal hotspot. And that's one thing that I was kind of alluding to, that I didn't know whether I wanted to get the LTE version personally myself, because I already have like a 4G hotspot. But if you're using the iPad as a hotspot, that would be good. And so he's saying the iPad has the most wireless bands that has ever been shipped in a device. So the iPad is really a world device. You'll be able to go around anywhere, almost anywhere, and be able to get on some type of internet connection. All right, so now they have this cool picture of everything that's going to be in the new iPad. I don't think we're done here yet. I highly doubt that we're done. We're done just yet. Now, battery life. Yes. So they said in the iPad 2, they claim 10 hours of battery life and 9 hours on if you're using 3G. which I think most people use an iPad. This is one thing you really had no complaints on. The battery life is still able to do it. Now it does have 10 hours. It still has the same battery life. So now it does still have 10 hours. And now on 4G, it will still have 9 hours. So that's crazy. So even on 4G, surfing on 4G, it will still have 9 hours of battery life. And somebody, if you can still hear me, I think the chat room on my page stopped. On this page, the chat room stopped. But yeah, but if you click down below, I know some people on my Twitter, if you click down below, it'll take you to the regular YouTube watch page, and then you'll be able to see it. All right, so $499. So the prices are confirmed. $499 for 16 gigabytes. So it's slightly heavier. It's 9.4 inches thin. But it's still going to be the same price point. That's good. That's the same. No word on the name for the iPad yet. I don't think they said the name yet. Did they say iPad 3 yet or anything like that? I don't know. I don't think they said that yet. So same battery life, same price point. Pre-orders will be starting today in the US, Canada, UK, France, Germany, Switzerland, and Japan. So y'all better get ready. Get your mice ready. And get ready to start clicking on that pre-order page. Let me actually load up apple.com right now. I don't trust y'all. I think y'all might be leaving right now to go get ready in the pre-order. But yeah, the pre-order page is not back out yet. I don't think the store is still down. People keep correcting me on Twitter. It's 9.1 millimeters. Did I say inches? And so all of these will be launching on the same day. So on March 16th is when you'll be able to get your hands on this new iPad. I don't think did they set the name yet? I don't know. I don't think I've saw the name yet. So March 16th. So the Apple TV and the new iPad will be launching on the same day. And it said all these stock applications have been optimized to take advantage of this this higher resolution screen. And I think now they should be showing us some type of some application demos, hopefully. We will see. So March 16th, these are all the countries that it'll be launching at, because I know I have people watching all across the world. On March 16th, this is where you'll be able to, all these countries will be able to get it. And then on March the 23rd, here are all the countries that will be able to get your iPad. And it said, so all existing applications as well from all the developers, just not from Apple, will be automatically rendered in high res, is what they're saying. But developers will probably still want to go back and tweak them just a little bit to make sure they can look absolutely the best they can. So Namco. So now they're showing some demos now. So Namco is coming up, and they're going to show us some cool things here. And we'll see what they have for us here. So we have the price point. We don't have all the. Did they show all? Yeah, I think they showed all the prices. I don't think I showed you guys all the prices yet. Let me go back here and show you the prices. So it's going to be 16 gigabyte for $499. 32 gigabytes is going to be $599. $699 for 64 gigabyte. This is Wi-Fi. And if you want 4G, it will be $629. 4G device start at $629 for 16 gigabyte. I think that's 16 gigabyte. Yeah, and then $729 for 32 gigabyte, and then $829 for the 64 gigabyte. That's a lot. That's a lot of money. So now they're showing off this new flight sim game called Sky Gamblers. Again, this is Namco, James Shelton. He's showing us some new applications. We may still have one more thing, guys. They may still announce one more thing for this iPad. You never know. So we're still just kind of waiting to see. You don't have LTE in the UK? Really? People ask me on Twitter, does it have a USB port? Doesn't have a USB port. Other person does it have Siri? Doesn't have Siri. It would just be voice dictation, which is really weird that it doesn't have Siri, to be honest with you. Because I don't see why not. All right, so now they're showing off some screens from Namco, showing off some screens from this new game that they're coming out with, and it's going to be really hard to do it justice from these pictures, but everything should look good in real life. Somebody asked me, how about Flash support? No, I won't have Flash. So this is some type of action fighter game, airplane fighter game here. And again, if you can't, again, Apple will have the video of the event up later on today, maybe around like 2 or 3 o'clock Central Time. They'll have it up. Alright, so they're still just showing off the demo of the game. We're still just waiting for them to get done. So James is saying, or the person from Namco is saying, this is console quality. Console quality. And this is going to be coming out later on this month. And it's going to be exclusive to iOS. And so he's saying that, on the screen right now, they have over 50 jets are dogfighting at once. 50 of them. It's just, I really want to see this doggone game. And they said if you need to eject from the plane itself, you just shake your iPad and you'll eject. So now Autodesk, which makes this the type of design company, Autodesk is coming up to show you some things. Well, they really stream these things. I guess Steve liked to talk a lot, huh? They really really skimming through this thing. You are not alone. I am here with you. Alright, so Chris Chung from Autodesk is still coming up talking about his new application, or their new application that's going to be coming out for the iPad 3 HD or whatever. Again, I'm trying to look in the chat room, but I still don't know if they even said the name of the freaking tablet. What's going to be the name? And somebody asked me the colors. I would assume it's still going to be in black and white as far as the colors. Somebody says, is it 5 megapixel for both cameras on the front and the back? I don't know yet. More than likely not. I think just the rear-facing camera will have that 5 megapixels on the iPad, the next iPad. All right, so this guy's still talking about Autodesk and Sketchbook. Not Sketchbook, but Sketchbook Ink from here for all you artists, designers, or whatever out there. Isn't that a Siri icon? No, I think that's just their dictation icon, which I think they had a lot up for a while. So the new iPad, from what it looks like, doesn't have Siri. They would have demoed it. It's still weird. Why doesn't it have Siri? They'll probably wait to bring that in the new iOS 6. They'll probably bring Siri over to the iPad or something, which is still weird. And YouTube chat box sometimes just doesn't refresh. I want to look in the chat room, chat with you guys here, but it's not always refreshing. So this whole YouTube live thing is still beta. I like to see what you guys are talking about, but it's not refreshing. And they say you can export images greater than 100 megapixels. It is resolution independent, so zoom in as far as you like. The flower he's drawing stays clean. So now you can create paintings in Sketchbook Pro and then import them. Yeah, I'm yawning too. All right, come on, Apple, come on. Let's get through this. So again, people, you will be able to pre-order both the iPad and the new Apple TV starting today at some point. Times we just don't know yet. But once the store comes back up, it will be a mad rush to either, one, watch the videos of the event, two, pre-order, and three, do whatever else you like to do on the Apple Store. And so this new application from Autodesk will be coming in April. It's going to be exclusive to iOS. All right, so get off the stage. We're done. I'm taking another sip of my one more thing apple juice here. Oh yeah, now we have Epic Games coming up. This is what I like. Epic Games always make some of the best looking games on the on iOS devices. So Epic Games is coming up, and they have an amazing new project. So it's not going to be Infinity Blade 2S or whatever. Which, even though, you know, I like Infinity Blade as a beautiful game, it just wasn't one of those games I can keep playing. All right, so they're getting up on stage. It shows a demo of that. And this is great, as Olivera411 says. For the same price point, they're giving you retina display, better cameras, and really better processing. And it's just really up in the ante. It's really going to make it hard for any tablet now to come out. And so now, gosh darn it, Infinity Blade Dungeon. So this is some other versions of Infinity Blade. I'm so sick of freaking Infinity Blade. I like the way it looks, but I think they can come out with something. They can come out with a whole new game or something. So anyway, this game is going to have you on a quest to craft the ultimate weapon, the Infinity Blade. We'll see what it is. Ah, wow! Look at this first little screenshot from it. Okay, I'm a little bit intrigued here. Infinity Blade Dungeons. Let's see what we got here. So they have HDR graphics and tone mapping. Nice. And so there's going to be a lot of good lighting. HDR graphics. It's cool. Still waiting for some more screen captures here. If you pre-order, would you be able to pick up in the store on March 16th? Yes, you'll be able to pick up. So I don't know whether they'll have it shipping. You could be able to buy it and have it shipped to your place. You may be able to still do that. I don't know for sure. We don't know all the details on that yet. They either said it or I missed it. One of the two, or they didn't say it. But definitely pre-order. I think you'll still be able to. You know what? No, you know what? Pre-order. I think pre-order is going to be in store only. I think. Possibly. I don't think it'll call a pre-order if you just buy it and then they ship it to you. That'll just be a purchase, right? I don't know. All right, so now he's still just showing the Unreal Engine. We don't have any new pictures, anything like that up yet of it. But he's just showing the Unreal Engine, the new lighting, new effects when you chain attacks together and attack your enemies and things like that. Oh, I got some images for you guys. You can't really get a good sense of it though. Again, it's just screenshots from the game. It looks like a lot of smoke, a lot of particles, a lot of debris. Definitely looks something different from the standard Infinity Blade games. I'm gonna type an over-the-top view here. We'll see. We'll see how this turns out. But I can't really. But a new game that a game that is out now that's really going to take advantage of these graphics is Hanging with Friends. They say the yellow blocks are going to be even a little bit more yellower. You haven't heard that yet? That's breaking news right here from Soldier Knows Best. That was a joke. All right. So anyway, he's saying that He's saying this has more memory or screen resolution than either Xbox 360 or PlayStation. What? He's saying that this has the. I don't get it. I don't know what he means there. What else we got here? Alright, so they're still showing this game? Okay, I think the game is. So it looks like people in the crowd are really clapping at this demo. So this demo is probably, I'm not doing this demo enough justice because I can't see it. But they said it'll be coming soon, but the people in the crowd are really clapping for us. It must look really awesome for it to be played on a portable device like this. Alrighty, what else we got? What else you got here? Come on, Apple. Alright, so now they're talking about the applications, the iWork applications. I guess they're getting redone for this Retina display or something. They're saying something is available today. They don't extremely get it. Also, there's going to be some stunning new 3D charts and animations. I don't care about this stuff. All right, coming to iWork and all that stuff. So that's cool. GarageBand is going to be getting smart streams, note editor, iCloud, and sharing. And that should be interesting. So Phil Schiller is still on stage here. I'm pretty sure Tim Cook is going to come back on stage to end things off. So we may still have one more thing. We'll see. We may still have one more thing. That's what I'm waiting for. Can you get it from Best Buy? I'm pretty sure you'll be able to get it from Best Buy. Are you sure? Somebody said in the chat room, are you sure it's going to be iPad HD? And so it is called the iPad HD. How's the back? Yeah, they haven't showed the back of the iPad yet. That is a good point there. Whatchamacallit? I don't think they have showed the back of the iPad. So that could be the one more thing that may be talked about. Oh, it's just called the iPad? Are you kidding me? Pirate Grayson? So great. So Gray said, it's just the iPad, huh? That's weird. So who was that said that? Yeah, the Vil guy in R1 made a good point. He asked me in the little chat box here, how's the back look like? Now I don't think they've shown the back of it yet. So the new GarageBand is coming today, new update. Now they're talking about the new iMovie. Let me update my pictures here for you guys. New iMovie, and it looks like a new icon. This looks cool. So they said in the new GarageBand 2, 4 iOS devices can jam in real time. So you know in GarageBand you can have somebody playing drums, playing music and things like that. You see other applications have came out in the past, so now that's going to be in GarageBand, which I think is cool. And you'll be able to record that and do different things like that. So here's the new iMovie. What exactly is this? So it's definitely a new layout. So this includes advanced planning and editing tools. So you can kind of set different scenes that you will want before you actually go out and record them. Or if you're going to be importing media in, you can say, okay, I want these shots to be a running shot of this particular person. So it looks like you can actually plan that stuff ahead of time and get that there. So that looks nice. I still don't like the look of people holding an iPad to record. They showed it when they showed the camera, so they have showed it. So it's like somebody said they did show the back of it. So now they have different cuts you can do with iMovie, and they're looking at a trailer now, the new iMovie. So they're showing off some more video demos here. Alright, so the new iMovie will be good for film people out there if you want to be making a whole bunch of cool stuff. So that's the demo that they're showing now in the new iMovie. So there's going to be a free update. So all these things about iWork and iMovie, GarageBand, all that stuff is going to be free updates if you already own the application. And basically the price point will be the same if you want to buy it for the first time, $4.99. I think it's $10 for like the other iWork stuff, I think. But there's a third in iLife. Huh. Alright, so he said that's GarageBand and iMovie. What else he's talking about? Looks like something else he's about to drop the bomb on us here. And what is it? But there's a third in iLife. What could it be? iDVD? No, heck no. iPhoto? Yep, iPhoto. So now we have iPhoto for the iPad, and of course Apple says it is amazing. It is going to be revolutionary. iPhoto for the iPad. It gives you this is fun. It gives you a great new way to browse through photos. See, only Apple can make something like browsing through photos a brand new experience. And that makes me laugh. So if you want to do even more with your photos, that's what iPhoto is for. I'm looking at what the settings you can be able to do with it. What other cool things? So it's basically going to be like a really cool photo editor, I think, that Apple's going to be introducing here. We'll see. Hopefully it's not just browsing. So you have new gestures, new effects, multi-touch editing, and you'll be able to beam photos directly between devices. Nice. So maybe something with iMessage. Did they talk about iMessage? Or no, I don't know. They really didn't do any changes with that. So I'm assuming that if you have your own personal iPhone, you sync with the same account, or you'll be able to just send somebody, one of the people on your contacts list. You'll just be able to send them those photos directly to them. I guess, I don't know. All right, so here's a list of all the different features in iPhoto. Smart browsing, multi-touch editing, professional quality effects, brushes, photo beaming, and photo journals. So now it's coming on stage now to do a quick little demo of iPhoto. So now we're at the 1 minute mark. And we have Guile on stage from Street Fighter here. We got Guile. And so now they're talking about the shelves and different things like that. Uh-oh. So looks like there is a bezel gesture that is happening here. So now I think he's showing, so maybe the bezel around the iPad may be interactive somehow now. We'll see. But looks like from the early reports, there's some type of bezel gesture here. And let me show you some of the new features here. Let me show you what this. Let me get you updated with some pictures here real quick. So let me shut up here for a little bit. kind of show you the look here. It looks cool. I like the interface of it. I must say it does look nice. Now, if they were to include like the iLife on the iPad for free, and that'd be sweet. And that'll definitely be more like the Mac experience. You know, you get iLife for free, but it's definitely something they don't need to do. It's not going to be that expensive. So it's one little feature they show. By double tapping a single photo, it compares all pictures that look similar to it, and the application will find them automatically. Well, it looks like it should be a whole bunch of cool stuff going on with this new iPhoto. So it's not just a photo browsing experience, I guess. It is going to be doing some things with editing and things like that. So that's nice. I like that. Got a lot of details too about the photo here. Let me show you. Nikon 300S. I like it. This is nice. For all you photophiles or photographers out there, this is going to be good. This is going to be making you happy. All right, now he's talking about some photo sharing options that you'll be able to get. All right, so some of the photo sharing options, you have the journal, you have the camera. Well, of course, camera. Let me get out of that. So you'll be able to put it to iTunes. You'll be able to print it. You'll be able to do Beam, which is some new thing that Apple, I don't think they really talked about before. You'll be able to beam that to some other device now, some other iOS device more than likely. Twitter, Flickr, Facebook, slideshow, email. Isn't that called? Isn't it Android Beam? Isn't that Beam in an ice cream sandwich? I think it is Beam in ice cream sandwich. I think. Right. People say I'm so. All right, so they're still showing off some different features you can do here in iPhoto. And they said the application supports up to 19 megapixel photos. That's pretty big. That's way bigger than most people want to go. And so what people are saying who are at the event itself, they're actually saying that the speed of the photo editing is really fast. So this new processing power and all that stuff, it's going to make things really fast as far as editing. All right, still just showing off features of the new iPhoto here. The official partner of YouTube. Somebody asked me a question in the chat. Facebook integration in iOS 5.1? Maybe not. That's cool. I'll show you this picture here. Shadows, contrast. This is nice. This is a lot. It just isn't some. Again, they made it seem like just some browsing application. It's going to be a full-on editor. I need to bring this over to the desktop. So you can touch and drag to brighten up dark areas and underexposed image. So you can just tap on a specific area instead of some applications you have to change the entire picture. And in this application, you'll be able just to tap one part of the picture and then it'll change the exposure and different things like that. So that's cool. And this is what it looks like when you want to zoom in and tap on just one part of it, one part of the picture. They really went all out with this. I was kind of slighting it before, but they really went all out with this thing. So they have live white balancing, looks very interesting, as people say. You can pan around the image with your finger to adjust your white balance. So, photo editors, yeah. Your day is numbered in the App Store. Yeah, just another photo here from iPhoto. They're really spending a lot of time. This is the first time we've seen iPhoto, so. Well, that is cool. So now they're showing off some other new effects that you can do with it. A la Instagram. So this looks like it will just be on the iPad, not going to be on the iPhone or all iOS devices like the other ones are. Okay, so still just showing some other things here from iPhone 2 on the iPad. I'm still waiting for the one more thing. That's what I'm waiting for. So like somebody saying the main issue here is that the photos are still relatively locked on the iPad. Darren Murph from Engadget says. Yeah, because I don't think you have these same type. You don't have these same type of features in the iPhoto on the Mac, so I would assume so. Let's see. I mean, getting them to one of your iMac or something would be simple as beaming or email. I mean, that's not the problem. I think as far as you wanted to edit this in iPhoto on your desktop, I think that's where questions are coming in play. So again, people, if you're just joining us, Apple TV has been in the new Apple TV. TV has been announced today, 1080p, $99. You'll be able to pre-order today, I think, still. The new iPad has launched, relatively the same prices, besides 4G is going to be a little bit more. I forgot the exact prices, but the 4G variants will be more. But you'll be able to pre-order the iPad, the next iPad. I don't think they came out and said the official name for it yet today as well. Then also too, so the new iPad is going to have 1080p AC recording for the video cameras, retina display, quad-core graphics, same battery life, basically 9 hours on 4G, 10 hours just regular life. And now they're showing off the different applications and software. So they're showing off the iPhoto, the new iPhoto application, iLife, and then Epic Games came on and showed off some of their demos and things like that. And so we're still at this point now where they're still showing off iPhoto. They're really, really proud of this. I think they should. It looks like a really full-featured app. So they're still showing this. So whether this will be available on the iPad 2, I'm pretty sure it should be. Whether this will be available on the iPad 2, we still have to wait and see. They'll probably announce that now, coming up very soon. So this is the new Maps application in there. And again, with these photos, you'll be able to share them. iCloud, Slideshow, iTunes. You know, Slideshow really is sharing. And he said this can also, what? Viewable on any browser. This can also be done on the iPhone. I don't think he's talking about the application though. All right, so anyway, that is it, and it's available today, so you can download it right now. So you can you'll be able to download the new iPhoto for the iPad 2, and I'm assuming iPad 1 today for $4.99. And then, of course, on the then of course on everything else on the iPad, the next generation iPad, whatever this is going to be, it's going to definitely look a lot better. So that is good news. And then we load up iTunes here. Let me go ahead and see. I highly doubt that it's in the store now. It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a lot of downloading today. A lot of stuff going on today. All right, so let's see what else we got. All right, so now they're showing a. So now they're showing a video of the new iPad here and all the software that runs on it. So they always like to do these little product demos and things like that. So they're doing one of these videos here just to show you everything. And iPhoto is not in there yet, of course. Okay, so they're showing some video there and guys holding the iPad and using it as for maps and directions and things like that, navigating somewhere. Okay, after this video, it's either going to be a one more thing or the event should be pretty much over. I think they covered everything they could cover with this new iPad. And it looks like they have confirmed that it's the same dock connector on the bottom like it's always been. I think they would have addressed that earlier in the hardware. So the same dock connector, home button is still there, better cameras, and yeah. This is the looks like this is the back of the iPad here. I think they still only showing like this one little spot. They haven't. I don't think they still have shown the entire thing, the entire back of it though, which is weird. So it's like somebody did demo. Darren said they said the third generation iPad really doesn't have anything towards the name though. And people at the event itself saying this video is pretty impressive. They like it. They like the way it looks. It's making the iPad look even more gorgeous. I can only imagine. So I think there'll be a new smart cover. I think so. Smart covers were very successful for them. I think they made a lot of money on there. So I think they should have some type of smart cover. Some new smart cover would be good. Well, I think possibly it could be a brand new case itself. We'll see. Again, they're still showing this video. Kind of this video showing everything this new iPad can do. And this video will be available on Apple's website. And this entire presentation, the entire event will be available to download from iTunes as well later on today. Or you just be able to go to apple.com and watch the entire video if you want to watch it. And it's talking about how amazing this display looks. And again, I remember that same feeling that I got when I first saw the Retina display on the iPhone 4, and I was impressed with it. NFC, I don't think it'll have NFC. They just really got some patents for NFC. I think we're still maybe a couple devices from Apple really putting that into it. It's still not something that I think a lot of people are even aware of yet, is NFC. A lot of companies still need a lot more companies to take advantage of it. So yeah, the fact that it can still get 10-hour battery life and all that stuff is awesome. All this new stuff they added into it. So I'm still debating whether I'm gonna get a 4G version of this iPad, whether I want the 4G version, even though I have 4G hotspots. That's one thing I'm still debating with myself here. Don't know yet. So they're still showing the video, guys. 4G or just regular? So when I do travel, I do use my MacBook Air mostly. The iPad is really just for entertainment. I may just get the 4G for review purposes, of course. Alright, so still nothing new yet, guys. We're still waiting for them to come back and officially either close the event or hit us with a one more thing. Let's see. Maybe let's see what they've impressed us with. That is the rear facing camera. Is that the band for the 3G signal at the top there? So it doesn't have like the entire band that goes over the top. It's just that little thing there now. Huh. Alrighty, so people looked at it, they said it looks like it's wrapping up. Oh, well, and they said the iPad 2 is staying on sale. Here we go. Now they're about to talk about the price of the iPad 2. So if you don't want the iPad 3, you don't need all this latest stuff, the iPad is dropping down to $399. So the iPad 2 is dropping down $100 for the Wi-Fi version. And so if you don't need the latest and greatest, you want to save $100, you can still get the iPad 2. Which is still not a bad device at all. You just won't be getting a Retina display, cameras that you're probably not going to use anyway, and 4G variations and better graphics. So, which I think a lot of people still be fine with the iPad 2. But for $100 more, you can really. All right, so here are our different the price comparisons here. A little price chart. And let me move my face out the way here. So there are the prices. There you go. And at the bottom there, it looks like so it's not going to be Wi-Fi 3G models. It's just going to be Wi-Fi and I guess 4G LTE / 3G models or whatever. But anyway, those are the prices of them. That's what I'm assuming. I think that's it. And so the new iPad, still waiting for the name. Are they just going to call it the iPad now? And I know my face is off of the screen. So it's just iPad. You know, if they just call it's the iPad, that would make sense, right? I don't know, but the iPad one, yeah, I guess, I don't know. Yeah, it looks like it is. It's just a new iPad. That's it. Which is simple, which makes sense. You know, to have all these different things. It's the new iPad. But people still will have to make a difference between whether it's the second generation or third generation, because if you want to sell it or something like that, you got to make that distinction with it. So, yeah. Apple's will say, just everybody shut up. We just call it the iPad. That's it. It's just the iPad. Like Deion Sanders isn't called Prime Time anymore, just Prime. That's what Apple just did. So now I think they're showing off a new commercial for the new iPad, which will be coming to your TV set soon. I gotta update my Facebook too for all my Facebook friends. (16th to 17th). Okay, so the video is done, and that's it. So nothing else new with the iPad. So 2012, this whole new A little graphic there. So it looks like that is it for the new iPad. No one more thing, nothing like that. That is about it. And I think so. I think that's what it is. Let me make sure. There's another little picture here. Yep, and that is it. So the event is done. So everything about the new iPad is done. Let me switch over my let me get back here. I can see clearly now. And let me get back up here. Matter of fact, let me just get rid of that.